start it off. You want to make sure before we even start looking at houses at all, you want to make sure your financial cards are in order. So, you want to be in cash, which a lot of people in this area do. You need to make sure that all of your title documents are available. A seller is going to want to see some sort of proof that the money you say that you have is available and is able to be withdrawn by the closing date. So just make sure that you have that stuff ready to go. Generally, they won't need to see account numbers or anything, just statements that show available amounts. If you are like most Americans, you will be securing a mortgage for your home. And so you'll want to work with a lender. If you do not have a lender in mind, absolutely ask a realtor for some recommendations. We'd be happy to provide you with a few names of people who have really worked hard for our clients in the past and have done a great job. Once you start talking to your lender, you want to make sure that they get a pre-approval letter for you. So sometimes I see actually pre-qualification letters come through. And while that's cute, it really doesn't hold a lot of weight for the offer process. So the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. A pre-approval essentially says that the lender has looked at all of your documentation, your tax returns, your bank statements, your pay stubs. They've looked at all of your information. It's gone through underwriting, and you are approved for X amount. And at this point, all we need to do is find a qualifying home to pair it with. Whereas a pre-qualification essentially says that the lender has spoken to you. You said that you make this amount. This is how much you say you have in your account for a down payment, and this is what they think that they can qualify you for just based on that information. So very, very important to get a pre-approval letter, and that is what we need to get that home search started. So once you do that, then we can go ahead and get your home search set up. So I use the MLS system for my home search. I like to talk to buyer clients and get a feel for what you're looking for. You can be as specific or as vague as possible. The only thing that I say try to avoid is having your search area too large. Austin is a very large metro area, so narrowing it down to some neighborhoods that, or even a single city that you think you would really enjoy is the best thing to do. I pull all of my searches through the computer system, and it filters it for us that way. And that's because there are usually about 6,000 plus listings on the MLS at any given point. And I don't think anyone could have the time in the day to comb through every single one every day. So the computer system gets set up with your criteria, your wish list, your budget, and it will ping both of us anytime it thinks something could be a match. Once you see a few that you may like, that's when we can kind of set up an appointment time to go view some homes. So the Austin market right now is moving extremely quickly. You'll want to make sure to, take your time walking through the home so that you'll know, hey, this will work for us or it won't. The Austin market doesn't really lend itself to being a market where you can go and look at a home 2 or 3 times. You can't sit back and think about it for a week. Those homes just won't be there. Unfortunately. So once you find a home that you love, it's time to write an offer. When you're ready to write that offer, I like to go in and pull some data for us. While I, do not represent the seller of a transaction when I'm working with a buyer, and I do not have access to be able to find out exactly what they're looking for. I can sometimes get a general idea from the seller's agent, but more often than not, it's kind of like a poker game. And we don't know what other buyers are going to come to the table, and how aggressive they might be. So I like to pull just hard data to show you, so that you can make your best decision. This is your financial transaction. So, you're going to want to do what's in your comfort zone. The data that I pull can show us um, you know, what the trend is for that neighborhood. How many of those homes that went under contract sold in less than 30 days? How many sold for X amount over list price? Like, we can kind of narrow down the data and see, okay, what's the trend for this neighborhood? Where are we going to come in very strong? And we can sometimes use that to an advantage to really secure that offer. Once your offer gets accepted, it's time to celebrate. While there are still a few hurdles to jump through before we can close, it's an exciting time. So once that offer is accepted, generally you'll want to set up a home inspection, have a licensed home inspector come in and just make sure there aren't any red flags. Just kind of look the house over and make sure that it's safe for the most part. You'll be living there, so you want to make sure that everything is good to go. After the home inspection, there may be some negotiations about repairs. Sellers are not obligated to make any repairs, although most will, consider some. They'll do what they can. They want their home to be safe. They want, most people have a vested interest in their home and really care about fixing those issues. After that part, if you are a cash buyer, this doesn't pertain to you, but if you are securing a loan, the next step will be the appraisal. And so the bank just really wants to know that the home that they are loaning you money for is worth what you're purchasing it for. Kind of a no-brainer there. Usually that happens about 2 to 3 weeks. There are some times where there are delays in appraisals, but most lenders will have that done within 2 to 3 weeks of that offer acceptance. And so once that appraisal goes through, the lender might have a few more little checklist items that they need from you. But pretty much after that, it is closing time. So we'll do a final walkthrough, usually during that last week before you close. I don't usually like to do it the day of, just because it's too last minute, just in case there's, some sort of issue that we run into. But during that last week, we'll schedule a final walkthrough, just make sure that everything is still in the same condition it was when you put that offer on the home. And then it is closing time. Overview of what to expect during your home search. I am Rachel Gilley, licensed Texas realtor with All City Real Estate here in Austin, Texas. Please feel free to give me a call if you have any questions or would like any help with your home search. I do help both buyers and sellers in the Austin area. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for another video next week. Bye, y'all.